been some bad news, been some good news. It's kind of hard to believe, but when you're doing this call, we try to not only talk about things that are relevant, but turn that into activism. So there's a group called Organizing Better Tomorrow. We do a bunch of calls to action and activist pushes, presentations when we can, whoever will let us speak to them, basically, and try and influence decision. And we had some big wins, big wins. I mean, it really goes to show like the good stuff really just doesn't get enough attention. Two things that have happened recently. Number one, in the more immediate, we put out a push. I actually wrote an article saying, hey, we should push the CDC and FDA for a earlier vaccine release. And even though we're all very focused on the problems with Novavax being held up, the CDC and FDA are doing an earlier vaccine release. He said, hey, we should do this. We should push them to do this. We should get people calling them. This should be a thing. Sure enough, it's a thing. Now, a lot of people can say, well, the writing's on the wall when it comes to what needs to happen and being in a summer wave and all this stuff. And like, sure, that's fine. Either we are really good at predicting what needs to happen or we help push what makes it happen. Either one is a win. I'll take it. Chalk up that W. Beyond that, another big win is that last year, as you may all remember, the government was considering flirting with the idea of implementing a one vaccine a year policy, like the flu shot. They were trying to move to this position. And we gave our first presentation being like, okay, yeah, I know you want to do that, but we really need people when they get Novavax to get two Novavax when they start the process, because that's how the product works. So even though, I mean, that's great that you want to do that, but we really need you to do this. And that year, we got the immunocompromised rule that was very confusing to everyone. It was basically like a hoop everyone had to jump through. And so this year, they've moved it to you can get your COVID vaccine as long as it's been at least 2 months since your last COVID vaccine. And that's language directly from the work we do here on this show and as a group, W.